My dealership took back my car even though I was approved for financing, so I stole their business name and sued them. Last year, I thought I was finally getting the car I needed when I walked into Taylor Kia in Ohio to buy a 2022 Kia K5. The finance manager helped arrange financing through Global Lending Services, and I got preliminary approval for the loan. Everything seemed legitimate, so they let me drive off the lot in my new car. For a month, everything was perfect. I had reliable transportation, I was making my payments, and I thought this chapter of my life was finally sorted out. Then one day I came out of work to find my car was gone. Taylor Kia had repossessed my vehicle while I was at my job. Their explanation was that Global Lending Services had concluded there wasn't enough available information to finalize my loan, even though I'd been preliminarily approved and was already making payments. I was furious and felt completely scammed. They'd let me drive off their lot, I'd been making payments, and suddenly they decided to take my car back without any real warning or opportunity to resolve whatever information they claimed was missing. That's when I decided to explore my legal options, and what I discovered was absolutely incredible. While researching Taylor Automotive Group and their various dealerships in Northwest Ohio, I found out something fascinating. They'd been operating a portion of their business under the name Taylor Kia of Lima since 2012, but when I checked with the Ohio Secretary of State's office, I discovered their registration for that name had been canceled. Apparently, Taylor Cadillac had failed to submit a renewal application for the business name, which meant Taylor Kia of Lima was no longer legally theirs to use. So I did what any reasonable person would do. I registered the name myself. Once the registration was complete, I sent them a cease and desist letter informing Taylor Cadillac that they could no longer use the Taylor Kia name because it was now legally registered to me. If they wanted to continue operating under that name, they'd need my consent. The legal battle escalated quickly from there. I filed a complaint against both Taylor Cadillac and Global Lending Services in Allen County Common Pleas Court, alleging they'd violated the Consumer Sales Practices Act. I also claimed fraud, conversion, and unjust enrichment by the dealership. Most importantly, I sought an injunction that would prohibit Taylor Cadillac from conducting any business under the name Taylor Kia of Lima without my permission. Essentially, I wanted to shut down their ability to operate under a name they no longer legally owned. Taylor Cadillac tried to get out of court by pointing to an arbitration agreement I'd signed during the original car purchase. They argued that all legal matters should be handled through binding arbitration instead of trial court, and initially the court agreed and dismissed my case. But I wasn't giving up. I appealed to the 3rd District Court, and this is where things got really interesting. The 3rd District ruled that while I had signed an agreement for arbitration, that agreement was specifically limited to matters related to the car sale transaction. My claim regarding the use of the business name Taylor Kia of Lima had nothing to do with purchasing the Kia, so it wasn't subject to the arbitration clause. The 3rd District reversed the lower court's decision to dismiss the case, and now it's headed back to Common Pleas Court for further proceedings. What started as a car dealership screwing me over on financing has turned into me potentially owning the legal rights to their business name. They took my car away after letting me believe everything was legitimate, so I took something they clearly didn't think they needed to protect, their trademark. The irony is beautiful. They were so focused on repossessing my vehicle that they completely neglected to maintain the legal registration for their own business name. Now I own it, and they can't operate under that name without my permission. Sometimes the best revenge comes from doing your homework and discovering that the people who wronged you made mistakes they didn't even know about. They thought they held all the power when they took my car, but it turns out I found a way to take something much more valuable from them. The case is still ongoing, but regardless of how it ends, I've already proven that just because someone has a fancy dealership doesn't mean they have their legal paperwork in order.